Albert Einstein, a renowned theoretical physicist and philosopher, once said, "I believe pipe smoking contributes to a somewhat calm and objective judgment in all human affairs." If there's any one artifact that has perennially been linked to the Watonga people, even before their displacement from the banks of the Zambezi River, it is their smoking pipe.
In Zimbabwe, whenever anyone sees you holding this object, this Tonga cultural object, people start talking of Mbanje and the likes. Very sad indeed. This cultural object, the smoking pipe, locally known as Ndombonda or Inchelwa, is a great scientific invention by the Tonga people. So there is a lot of science, if you want, embedded in Tonga culture. This object is not for smoking Mbanje. It's a smoking gadget for smoking tobacco. The second correction that I want to make is this is only used by women. It's a gender-sensitive object, cultural object. So you can actually see that Tonga culture is gender-sensitive. Why is it only used by women? This gadget has a complex filtering system that is meant for women. The men used a shorter version called Intale, which has no filtering system because the belief then was men are stronger than women. In Tonga culture, women are smokers as well. So there was need to filter the tobacco so that it does not have a serious negative effect on their health. The science behind this gadget is so important that today we should be having this gadget being studied in schools, universities, and colleges.
While the Tonga smoking pipe may be a complex scientific object, to these old Watonga women, the pipe is just a simple tool for smoking pleasure.
Banene, animpo eshininzi.
Nincherwa. Kataweza ntanga mwanangu twaguganga mumunda. Pondwa ganga mumunda. Lwanda rutangoya rwavyara bana bacho. Poni aja ancheroyo. Ukutegwa ti gogomani. Katwabikaga samutu ati. Poni ni asima. Twagukisha ino twajera. Twagudonkola awa. Nitwa donkola twatobega mumanzi yaraso. Ya anche. Yabomba. Ni abomba twagwisha ntanga ziri mu gatomya. Twabika eri nditete twijana mu mulonga. Muto ijana. Poni nitwa zwawa. Yabanche banti. Yakwepwa manjeno. Yabanche yaririma.
Banene mpo eshininzi.
Oyo mwana ancherwa bwagali bulongo takabumba ndiba nyoguru nindakabumba ni agayuma takabika mu muliro tatenta kutubobu kutusime.
The pipe is homemade out of locally available material. But what is the science behind this object?
The water is poured inside this smoking pipe, and that water acts as a filter that traps the nicotine and tar that we find in tobacco. Water is a much better filter that traps those impurities. When the water here gets saturated with impurities, the old ladies have that knowledge to know that this water is now full of impurities. It cannot attract or it cannot hold any more impurities. They will change the water and put fresh water. As the woman eventually smokes from this end, a bubbling sound is heard since the air being drawn past through the water. Today, if you ask these old women, why water is put in this gourd or in this smoking pipe, they will tell you that it's meant for us to have that bubbling sound. It's another sad thing that we have. But it also points to the gap that now exists between generations. The passing on of knowledge from one generation to the other is now missing. Why? Because the platforms whereon knowledge was passed on from one generation to the other have been disintegrated. When we talk of the resettlement and this disintegration of Tonga culture, this is one of the results. Then when the water is poured inside, this basin is put here, that's the position of this basin, and this basin is meant to take the tobacco, because then put the tobacco inside. In some instances, you have these old women putting sorghum on top of the tobacco, and one would ask why he put sorghum on top of the tobacco. That is simply meant to give flavor to the tobacco, right? When you put the tobacco inside, you also put the charcoal that is meant to burn the tobacco. And remember, whenever tobacco is not completely burnt, it becomes hazardous, really hazardous to health. So there's need for complete combustion, right? To achieve that, they put this metal cap on top, right? This metal cap is meant to ensure that heat is not lost to the environment, and therefore complete combustion of the tobacco. But you can also see that there are some gaps left here and some perforations that have been made on this metal cap. That is to allow oxygen, because there cannot be complete combustion without oxygen. This cap is also meant to make sure that the charcoal is also not easily lost to the ground and therefore cause wildfires and stuff. So it is also a number of purposes. If you ask the old women, they will then smoke from this end. As they smoke, they draw the air from this end, it goes in the water, right? And then the impurities are trapped in the water, and the water also cools down the smoke from this end.
Ndimbwa. Bali ndakamva kuti angamubika lubangu.
Ilubange lwaba lukwepa. Aikona kuti wonse muntu mazuru kwepa lubange. Iba kwepa lubange mpuma liba kwepa lubange bati mazubanu bagaja.
I would argue that Mbanje is not indigenous to Binga. If anyone can prove to me that Mbanje is indigenous to Binga, then I will have to make corrections myself. Right. Second, this gadget is much earlier than the coming of marijuana, if you want, to Africa. The Tonga had shrubs that they smoked before the coming in of marijuana or Virginia tobacco, if you want. These were shrubs that they found in their forests. I think you know that the Tonga people had gardens along the banks of the river. When Virginia tobacco was introduced to them, they appreciated it in terms of its flavor, and therefore they went on to plant it in their gardens. So this smoking pipe, for me, while some people see an object of stereotype, for me this is one of the greatest achievements of the Tonga people, and this is one of the fundamental pillars of Tonga culture as a cultural object.
Yeah.
Never put all your eggs in one basket, so goes the adage. But a wise man puts all his eggs in one basket and watches that basket, so goes another. The common Tonga basket is not for putting eggs, but is an everyday utensil in a home. This is another Tonga artifact that has been developed by the Tonga people prior to their displacement from the banks of the Zambezi River. How are these baskets made?
Ngapinka twakutema malala mu mulonga. Twakutema malala wasimatere mu mulonga. Twabola malala alya. Ndakinda kola. Enda.
The Ilala palm for making the Tonga basket is readily available on the banks of the Zambezi River. Even the building of the Lake Kariba could not destroy this God-given raw material.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ahora aquí hay nada aquí. Wabonana antuli kupene mpukulu takwe wabonana titwakamanisi omu tukatobeka busi tukabika busi akatuba wani akasiya wani yakumama nino yakujinkabanyama aba bakubobobu yakukumana ukotalika kwaba bajinkana kuyakulangira ino kuwinkira ayo yumweyo salala.
How are these palms dyed?
Mwiyo oyu twakakugwampa mumwiyo syalanji nitwakakugwampa tweta munzi twasootwa munchiri nitwakatwa munchiri nwakasukira twakaeta malala ayatuba twajiga twakaswa malala tubaya asalala mbuli yali kumuloma ansangwa nakasalala tweta musisi oyu musisi atwatwa twajiga twabika mu malala ali asalala nasalala twakalisha kuluga ino anasi yambulireri twakalisha kuluga yapentwa yabansangwa mbuli mbubweno
omusizi banenanga mmuja naye
nga twojana ulya musisi yakupera onsu ulya musisi yakupera mbali mbala aloti.
In Binga, the art of basket making has been transformed into an organized industry that even exports the basket out of the country. This industry is managed by the Binga Craft Center.
Our Tuluguluga Dalam. Very Dalam ritegwa ndi table. Ayama dramu twagachitamu mu 2008. Yanzala ngaga zotuvuna so ngaga zotugwasa buzimbuko. So madalama aya aginkirane mbo balogola. So muguluga izya bulugi mbuko mbutuloguluga lino. Siyajanika kutegwa ziyasumpula ibumi byesu kulinso etwatonga. Asinji twakatangula loko twakaliguluga nsangwa. Ezi nsangwa bama nene bayikunonga zile baluga kupera babikira buso. Twakaliguluga nsangwa twakazoyisigwa kuluga nongo. Inongezia turabotelwa kapatiro gosibiri kulenzizyo zezi anto mwanongo. Iratu kutia twajena bazibweza ngaboto. So nzizi ntunzitu pona anzizyo mubutonga leso.
Binga Craft Center was a brainchild of the Binga Rural District Council plan, what they called the Rusumbuko Development Plan of 1981. Then after this, when the center was established through the help of the Danish, the basketry gathered a lot of momentum. Why? Because there were a lot of weavers than cavers. But at the same time, the cavers also did their part because it was men doing the carving, women doing the basketry, and also pottery. From that, it changed its status into more of a community-based because now it's the community that are running it. It is them that decide on the price. They decide on the artifacts they think they can sell better than the other. Then within the board, we've got some also the clubs who are dotted around Pinga. These clubs, we currently have about 33 clubs. And these clubs have their own management committees who are represented by a delegate who comes to meet the board members so that they say out what they want. Because we realize that our basketry have a lot of designs like this one I'm holding. It may show some waves or some lightning. So it's not just putting the art, it's art with a meaning. So generally it is a life that is being perpetuated in the material culture. And at the same time also earning some living out of the sale of the art. We have made sure the quality matches the international standards, which is the best, and when well marketed, it brings foreign currency for the country. And at the end of the day, we are also in some way feeding to the national fiscus. So for art of basket weaving, we have a lot of baskets with different designs, but at the same time all being produced from one material, which is the Hyphaea epitaxiana or Ilala palm, Malala actually. Then for baskets, we have some designs like this diamond. When the weavers weave, they just put what they think is what's good for them, and also what they prefer it is the best shape. And normally this one is the shape of what they call seashells or mbanyina, even though it's the diamond shape. So one person will want this one, and what it reflects is that our ancestors used to do some trading with the Portuguese. The same pattern that we get on the basket is the same pattern that we also get on our beadwork, also on our carving. What we don't forget and what we don't want to forget and what we shall not forget is that the design should remain Tonga, basically identified by the Zambezi River. So whatever is on the weave is reflecting our environmental surrounding, and it is to tell a story of who we are, who we were, and who we shall be forever. So these artifacts are there to make sure we preserve our material culture.
The art of wood carving is probably as old as mankind. Some philosophers argue that Adam must have used wood as a tool at some point in the Garden of Eden. The Bible mentions the art of wood carving in Exodus chapter 35, verse 33. Therefore, it all began in the beginning. Carving is a practice that has been embedded in the culture of the Watonga even before relocation. Tonga wood carvings are unique as they have cultural connotations.
Tonga carving started long back, I think backdating from the Stone Age, because the carving that had been done by the Tonga or by any other society, it was answering their problems. For instance, cooking stick, which has been into existence for quite a long time, and I think it will still exist until, I don't know, as long as we are still eating insima, we will need to use it. I can also move into our Tonga door. The Tonga door is one of very interesting artifact. The Tonga door, if you look at it, one thing that it has also the shape, the design that I was talking about, which are on a basketry. There are these shape designs that have been put, which decorates it. This door is very heavy and also very strong, such that no animal can go through, even in the areas where there are a lot of animals. If you check our history, we've been migrating in places where there is water bodies, and in places where there's water bodies, we also expect to get a lot of animals where they're going for water. So on the carving as well, we made sure we did carve the animals which we were sharing water with ourselves. There's some elephants being carved. We've also some buffaloes, we've got some cheetahs. and also have a lot of all animal species being carved. These people were carving just to share and actually identify themselves with those animals, because by virtue of our existence, we have our totems derived from the animals. We have got like the zebra mtenda, so, depending on where you are. Some they call the lions Waganda and all the other things. So people have been carving these animals, and the carving has been going on to make sure also we talk about what we have in the bush, even if we find it at home. Because the carving also been a lot of all animal species. Like for instance, this old man was carving a chameleon. So it was trying to tell us that we come to Binga, go, you find some chameleons. Come to Binga, find the elephants. Come to Binga, find the lions. Come to Binga, find the cheetahs. Some people have been carving the fish, and some people have been carving all what was around. They didn't forget also to carve the nyami nyami walking stick, where it reflects of the river god of the Tonga.
We have to understand that initially these artifacts were made for domestic use by the Tonga people. Here we have the mortar and pestle in Chile, in Tonga. This object is used for processing food. That is generally turning grains into mealie meal, and it's very useful in the home. Today maybe you might want to equate it to the grinding mill.
If you divorce the carving from the rural Tongas, you have disabled them, because they won't have mealie. They want to sit on a stool. We also a very important carving our Tonga stools.
Zibula zechitonga zyakaliwo kale chiyindi zyali kubereka kuti ni bantu nibaya kumakande uno obunywa mageza kuchitira kuti kuyankwa bwinka bya takukwema tezo kale machea kulabweza chibula kanini kakukanini kakunyampulako mbotosike kupato buzichibula wasika kala.
Additionally, the stool was not just a piece of furniture, also a weapon, specifically a shield.
Ezyuno ezi fechalo kuno kubinga ngozi janingana maningisa zauti olo chindi wamandende nibe kuzemba ngoma zibe kuberesha kukubanga ndi time yako ni nje mpuje kuberesha zizeri no ezizibula zitoka zamba kuveza zipatezi zakazoba mutegwa twazobona kuti ani zintu zituri kuchita to bantu bechitonga zirayandigwa bamwe bantu so mubo muri kuzo yandigwa bamwe bantu bakazobeza kazire zipati yakuchita utegwa babweza bakukala botensi bangaba kuzisensi yako no bwinkanzi yo mu makande babwezera kuti echibranda chanda design yako nanja muche ni mpati ukukala so mo akuzoti twazoyanduzya mari manje kwaba ngomubereko ngotokabona utegwa kulatu pamari mu kutonga.
Besides the economic and utilitarian value, Tonga stool has a cultural attachment too.
Buzamu butonga ibwa chindi balukala azuno ezgo chilimbuli checho chuno nzibalukala po masebulu akanonga aunsa mubumbu kumbe mugamba abeza chuno zizuno zibalukala ichindi mu butonga pesi iwalino ni wakazoba ikaruchabwa niyeni tawo chikala chuno chiruya peto abukutanda balance.
We are one of the tribes who are very blessed, who have no gender discrimination when it comes to sitting on a stool. The Tongas, men and women sit on stools.
On some of the stools, you can see animals being part of the stool. And this is very important, and it unites with the Tonga philosophy of totemism.
Carving has become a reliable source of livelihood for the Watonga people.
Mungwa kuveza zebula kwandigwasya loko kuinda kukufundisya abana bangu. Lino bana bangu vere kwenka uchikolo ni mali ezibula nzekale zingebeza. Akulya konseni kuzwampa kale wezibula kuzwata kuzwezibula nzekale.
Many people come from outside Binga just to buy Tonga artifacts.
Mina istock lesi silapha emoteni ngisithenga imali sesibhwele kwenza hamba ngidobha esinye ngisithenga izolo mbuya ngapha eSouth Africa ngile shop iwholesale ama-kilos lapho engihambisa khona istock sonesi engisithatha khona lapha eBinga.
Animals are also carved on other artifacts like the headdress, basins, or individually as items of display. Besides the stools, other unique pieces of furniture are the Tonga chairs and benches known as dama dama. Traditionally, Tonga chairs were easily made by almost anyone. Of late, Tonga chairs evolved into a commercial piece of art and status.
A chair's function is not just to provide a place to sit. It is to provide a medium for self-expression. Chairs are about status. Right now, I feel like a queen. I'm Eltrina Mtenda. Join us in the next episode. Twalumba.